Hi everyone, this is Tracy from WeCraft at Home, and Tattered Lace 7 is here. I'm late with it again. You'll have to excuse me. I was in a sling after a shoulder op. Nothing serious and I'm okay now. I just wanted to explain. So let's expand and go on full screen. If you don't know, that's this button here. Now, I know we was all quite disappointed with this one because we was expecting quite a lot of Christmas in it because they were doing the Christmas on Create and Craft and everything. But once you get over that, it's not as bad as we feared. So the free gift, let's go on the big page, is the flower heart with the leaf stencil. I love this leaf stencil, I've got to say. It's great. Definitely one to have. And I love what they've done here on this project. I'm going to do this project, but I'm going to change the colours and show you how to get this on there. So that is the free gift for this month. And the usual 8 projects we get for the gift. They're all very different. I know I do them all the time, but I love the double easel effect. I just think it's really cool. It just gives that added extra to the card, and I love it. This one I've done before. I'm not overly keen on how it stands up, although it looks amazing, doesn't it? Let's face it. Then we've just got a few more here. When I first saw this, I was like, blimey, we need sunglasses. But if you just look at the shapes, I do like the foundation shape. I love it. And it would look lovely as tags. I like this little design in here as well. And you could use that anywhere really, couldn't you? But the shape on this I really like. It's a really usable shape, definitely. I'm just not sure on the colours. They just seem very illuminous to me. I'd have to tone them down a bit at least. See, these yellow flowers are really pretty, but I think it would have looked maybe better with either a white background or a cream, maybe. That's my opinion anyway. Okay, so the first Christmas part we got, and we only got frames. We didn't get anything else that goes with it, but the frames are great. I mean, this square one is such a lovely frame. So I'm going to do this project, but I am going to change it up a little bit, which I'll show you later in the video. I'll show you what I'm going to do. And you can do it on any of them, to be honest. I just love the shape of the card. That's why I've picked this one. And there's the round one as well. I don't know if any of you read these masterclasses. I do, because they do actually help in some ways. A lot of it I know already, but still it's nice to read it and find some new facts out. So okay, I do like these. I love fuchsias. They just feel a bit empty. They need something else, but I'm not sure what either. I was going to do this one, but I changed my mind. And then I was going to do this one, but I saw a lot of people having difficulty with it. And I've got a feeling she's got something standing behind to stand it up. Because it looks like it's on a slant and it wouldn't stand up. So I have left that one too. But they're all pretty. This is the easel extension. So it's the 3rd free gift that we get quarterly. And again, I'm going to do this one. But I do feel bits are missing at the top and the bottom and on the sides. I don't feel like there's enough there. So I'm going to play around with it and see what I can do. I do want to add bits. So I'm going to see if I can. I think it would look a lot nicer with that. Even if we can't do the, what is that, like a trellis pattern. Even if we can't do that, I do want to do something with it. So again, I'll show you later in the video. I've picked 4 cards this week. This month even, I should say. So we get 10 projects with the easel extension. Pretty papers. Very nice. And this is the other Christmas selection we get. So it's the Frosted Lace Stepper. And again, we just get the frame. There's 2 frames and then there's a corner as well. And then you get like the winter wishes. So you get the mats for it and everything else. But you don't get all the other parts that came with it. But this frame, I had to look at it on its own and it's stunning. I think it gets lost in the coloured papers myself. So I would possibly do it on a plain background or a muted background. Yes, I'm going to do this one actually. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So they're the 4 I'm going to do. Let's carry on now. Mel is still showing you matting and layering and how to even out the card. And then we've got another foundation. This is not my favourite. And again, they've used them really bright colours. That's my personal choice though. I just find them too glaring. But there's lots of nice ideas for different ways to do your card that I like. It's quite like boring square to me though. This looks fabulous. I love this design team feature. It's so different and it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I'd love to see if any of you have tried it. Okay, so the colour theory, again, I find this really interesting, learning about the colours, because I'm not great with my colours. I mean, I'm not terrible, but this gives you some knowledge of how to better put them together. But this one is just about what's the best colours for each season. So like Easter, Christmas, Halloween, you know, all that kind of thing. It's quite interesting. This is another foundation. I like this design for a card. I think I would only use 1 more, not 2. But again, the colours are fairly bright. Maybe I'm just boring. That bird is beautiful. I will say that. That bird is lovely. I love you to the moon and back doesn't seem to go with flowers and leaves. You need stars, a starry sky, and a moon, maybe. I don't know. That's just me. Last one. Again, I like the shape of this one. Obviously, I like this because it's a double easel, and I love my double easels. Great design, actually. Really good. I've done one similar myself before, but that looks really good. Nice box there. And that's really different as well. I actually really like them flowers. But that's very different, putting the acetate window in it like that. Making it just something very different. And don't forget to enter the magazine giveaway. Okay, so we're going to press the same button to come out of there. And go over to the scan and cut where I'm doing project 1 first. I'm just going to do this as it is, but what I've done, I've kept them on it just so that I could show you quickly. I prefer the smaller spaced out score lines. I just think there's less chance of your card breaking up. And I also, let me see if I can just go back to it quickly. Seeing as it's number 1, let's go. Right, so on this, I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. I don't like the white. I don't mind if there was a white outline and a topper on top of there. I don't like it just white like that. So I just wanted to show you, if you're like me and you don't like it white, if you, I'll tell you what, actually, first of all, if you ungroup this, because I've grouped it with the score lines, and then just get the heart and duplicate that. But what we're going to do is just put it on top for a minute. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it properly. We will do a line, and then what I'm going to do is bring on a rectangle. Doesn't matter what shape you choose, and I know it's going to go just below Actually, I'll tell you what, let's do it on the score line so we get it perfect. Like that. Hold shift and hold the heart and subtract. And then what you have is just that piece. And then what we can do is offset inside. I hope you're following me on this. It depends what you want. I like it at an 8 or a 4. And leave it as it is. And then you've got an inside that you can cut out of the backing paper that you're using. So you know you can always go to the different colorways. So what I've done, I think I'm on there. Yeah, this is the original colorway, I think. What I've done, I'm going to do the red hearts because I love red. And I kind of like that the background is a lot more muted than on the pink. This is called red pink. So it's a lot more colourful, but I like the muted of it so it doesn't get lost. And then this one I'm going to use to go behind the heart and behind this so that it's together rather than the green that they tell you to cut out. So I've printed one of them, one of them and one of them. I just wanted to let you know that. You've got these as well. So if you've done that and you want to cut all 4 out, you can use that one. It's a lot easier. So when we cut the hearts out, we can use that one. And then what I want to do, we don't need that anymore. We just want the inner layer. And that's perfect. I'm just going to group that back up and move this all over, because what I want to do is just show you. No, I want that one. I'm going to go into the embossing stencil. I am just going to try. Now that would look better. Okay, so I'm going to delete that outside square. And then I am going to group all of that. And then you've got to imagine we're going to change it to draw. And then like it did on... I'm pressing the wrong button. Like they done on this, we can now draw it, we can fill it in, and we can use that on top of the paper we're using. That's the idea I wanted. I really like it. I think it looks really like it's been embossed, doesn't it? Actually, I'll show you what we'll do. So issue 7, we'll go back to number 1. And if we go in the stash files, we want inner mat 1. So this is the mat for the paper. So all you want to do is try and get it so it's going to need to be a little bit bigger. Let me see what it looks like all on. There we go. Actually, that's not bad at all, is it? And then you can have your sentiment down there and have that just all foiled or like the embossing was. And that's how you do that. And then you have to bring your sentiment on. Again, grab it all and group it. Maybe you could foil that as well, so that it's foiled like this. I would do it bigger, much bigger. Okay, remember to change that to a drawer as well. And then they're both ready. You can foil them or draw them or whatever you like to do. Either way, I think it would look pretty amazing. I really like it. Anyway, that's the first one. So that's the difference I've done, is that I've done it a different colour. So then the one I've printed out, I would put into the scan and cut, send that over as my own file, and that's that one practically done. So the love hearts, again, you'd send over, but you'd send over the file from the Colorways project. This, you would put this with it. So it's the same sort of paper, unless you want to do it differently, of course. I think that's everything. Oh, for the matte of the heart, like I said, I've done that kind of lacy red effect because it was a lot darker. But again, if you prefer the green, you do the green. Otherwise, you go into the stash files. Oh, I see, silly me. So the front mat 1 and 2 is for the front, and the inner mat is for the inside. So 1 would be the red lace or whatever you're using as your mat, and 2 is this bit here that we've just done. Sorry, my fault. Stopper 1 should be the, yes, which we've already done. And like I said, I changed the score lines. Stopper 2 is the actual heart outline. And then you do the heart. So that's my idea anyway. I'm just going to send it all over there for a minute. Number 14. So we go back to issue 7. All projects. So that's the holiday laurel, and the white card blank 1 and card blank 2. So one's just got the score line on it. Now if you want to change the score line, it's a lot easier to go over to your layers here and click on it rather than trying to keep clicking it with the mouse. And then I always change it to the third one down. It just, I feel like the one they've put on can really, just gonna group that so I know, sorry. Yeah, the one that can really rip the paper. So I always use this one because it just scores. Now, so we've got 2 of these, but what I really want to do is cut out the middle as an aperture. So that is offset inward still, but we want it quite deep. It's up to you how deep you want to go. So let's go 36 and try that. So what you could do, because it's inner, it's already in the right place, you always want the smaller bit on the front, and you can subtract, and we have one shape now. So that's the front, and that one's the back. And then what we're going to do is stick acetate so that it's see-through, because I love that feeling. And then we're going to mix it up a bit, and we're going to use one of the foundations to put the sentiment on, just to try something different. So it's the first one I like. So we're going stash files. Okay, so it really doesn't matter which one you use, just so you know, because they can go down in size. And then you can offset. And we'll go right down to 8. I like 8. So this would be the front mat, and this would be the second one. And they will both sit in the middle of the acetate. And then you choose what sentiment you want. Now you don't have to go with the one they've put on there. So you can go back. So we want a Christmassy one, really, don't we? I really like that one anyway, so we will group that. that can go on there, and then you can put something on the top and on the bottom, maybe some of the holly or some berries or whatever. And that is how I'm going to change number 14. Next one is 21. Just move all this over. So, issue 7. 21 easel extension. So what I wanted to do, I'll go in the white because you got to do both sides of this, but I don't quite like the way the sides and this bit, the fold, is just left white. Not the sides, sorry, the top and the bottom. I don't like it. But first thing I'm going to do is grab it all and then hold shift and click on the square. We've got all the lines. Okay, they won't let me do it all at once for some reason. We have to do it one at a time. There we go. So all the dash lines have been changed. And then I'm just going to bring on a shape again. And what I'm going to do, right, so this is the part that is the fold. If I go to the magazine and show you what I mean, what number is this? 21. Oh, no, we've just done that one. So it's this one up here. So you see where all the space is here and along here is all just left white. That kind of doesn't feel right to me. So if you don't want to do this, you can skip this bit. But yeah, it just doesn't feel right to me. So all I'm going to do is use this box to measure out. So it's sitting exactly where that score line is. I'm sitting over this bit here. So there's the first fold and there's the second fold. So I've placed the box over the whole thing. And then we're going to go back to offset, do an inward line again, and there we have a topper. Just there. So that's our first topper. And then we can come over and we can move this over to that score line and that score line. And then if I bring it up again, that is this part here. I'll get closer if I can. So that's not that part, this part here. And we know it's the same as this part here. So the good thing about this, again, if we offset, we've already got the numbers ready. So now we've got a piece that we can put on there. This, I'm hoping, is going to be the same. It is. So we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4 are the same, which is also on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this. So we need 2 of them and 8 of them. And then if you want to put another layer on top, you would go and do another offset. I think just one layer of that nice backing paper will be enough. I don't think you need the trellis myself. But if you want to do it, you can try and size it down. I don't think it needs it. I think it just needs some of that beautiful backing paper on all 4 sides. And then what I might do is, instead of this little square sentiment here, I might use one of the other foundation labels and put it on one of them. Or in the next project, is it on here? That little girl, she might look really lovely on there. if you want to give it to a little girl. Or maybe the flowers, the same on the other side, and then put 2 little sentiments in the middle. But we'll try, yeah, actually, I think I'm going to do that. So I'll do that, and then you can follow me and see what it's like, and we'll do it that way. Okay, I think that's all of them, is it? Okay, so I've gone to 32. That's this one. This one here. So I won't show you the details of this. I'll just tell you I'm going to do a similar thing, but I'm going to use the frame. If you have a look at the frame by itself, it's actually a really beautiful frame. But I feel like it gets lost in this. So it even needs the backing paper to be muted or just using a completely different colour. So I'm going to have a look at that, and then I'll see you over at the craft table. Okay, let's get this going. As usual, I've changed my mind since I've been cutting out, but I'll show you that as we go along. I'm going to start with this one. So this one, you want it facing like this, and we're going to stick the tabs to this side. I'm going to use glue because, you know, I prefer glue. That's just me. Actually, do you know what? I think what we'll do is do the folds first. So I know this one in the inside is mountain, and then we're going to go valley. So it's like that. Don't know why these are. I'll do them. There we go, that's better. I think the ones in the middle we'll worry about when we stuck it together. So you're going to face, so it's facing each other, and then a little bit of glue on the tabs. You have to excuse if my right hand keeps shaking. It's still recovering from a shoulder operation. But we don't let things like that stop us from crafting now, do we? So, okay, so that's now stuck together. And this is going to come out like that. You didn't stick together very well. And then all we've got to do, if we just pinch the little ones together. So these ones are going back. This one's coming forward. So it's actually like that. So all we've got to do now is pile everything on. So these are the backings to there.
Is there a way round? I'd say it's that way, but... So there you have the basics of what they wanted you to do, and then they want you to put these on top. I want to put them on with some foam tape because I think they'll look better raised. And what I've done differently, because first of all, on the video you see I say cut 2 tags so we can put 2 sentiments on. But I changed my mind as always. So on this one I've put acetate. I don't know if you can, yeah, there you go. I've put acetate and I'm going to make one side into a shaker and then put the sentiment on the other side. I think maybe there with the sentiment on that side. I haven't put a sentiment on yet because I was going to choose a stamp, but that's the way I want to do it, because I couldn't put the sentiment on top of the shaker. That would have taken away from, it would have been pointless doing the shaker. So I've just done one side because I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but we will give it a go and see what happens. So it's just shaker tape. And just while I'm doing this, I'll speed it up because I'm going to put foam tape around all the 4 parts so that they're all raised. Okay, so I've done them. The thing you need to know is if you are doing a shaker card, you cannot have any gaps. It didn't matter with these. It didn't matter that I didn't put any tape on the top. But obviously you are putting some little shaky things in there. So you need no gaps so that it can't fall out. So I've got lots of tiny little bottles of stuff and lots of tonic ones as well. And I'm just going to put a mix of everything I've got so that it's all mixed up. I didn't have anything to match the exact colour because it's kind of bright pink on the inside and then like a purpley. So I had to kind of mix it up and see if I could just, well, mix it up. There we go. So that's the shaker element. So then all they done was put the roses here and a sentiment here. I didn't feel that was enough. I had too much white space for me. So I used, but it's a red backing paper in the free backing papers. And all I'm going to do is put pieces of that across just so that it kind of goes between the two, so I thought it would be alright. I'm obviously going to use glue, so I'm just going to stick on there and then 2 long strips down there. So I'll speed that up again. Okay, so it's more colourful that way. I don't like it too bare. So now there's not too much white. The white's still there, but it's not too much. So that's the card so far, and then we're just going to do the flowers. And what I was thinking, again, I know I said it on there, is to do one each side like this. I think that would look better. I like to try and put my own twist on it, that's all. So I'm just going to pad it up. And then we've got enough to do the same the other side, so that it's 3D'd. And then the sentiment would go, I've done a smaller one, the sentiment would go there once you stamped what you wanted on there. And that is my card. So these would be both sides. Maybe put some gems or pearl drops along here, I don't know. And just a sentiment there. Whatever ink you're using, brush it around the outside of the white and your sentiment will go there. So that's number one. And then when you take it out, this bit comes out into there. There we go. So it's like that. And there. Okay, so that's that one. The next one I'll do very quickly because this is a really quick one. So I don't need that. So this is the Merry Christmas one, and I've done it fairly different, I've got to be honest. It's, is it the laurels? Holiday laurels or something? Kept that in case I needed it. So, like I showed you, I cut out the frame. I'm going to crease this before I put it on. So that's the one with the crease on. And we're just going to stick some glue. Let's just make sure I've got it all the right way round. Is that one? Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I did check, and do check before you stick it together that you've got it the right way for the picture if you're using the actual charisma. Right, I should have done this first. I'm so silly. Sorry guys. I'm going to do the acetate first because it would be silly not to. So I'm just going around the inside of the frame. I've cut the acetate out so that it's a line in between the two. So I offset it so that it goes between the two. There we go. Just a little bit more over there. And this way. Oops. And then we'll stick it back together on here. I think I might have done that the wrong way round, but it's too late now. Just after telling you guys, I go and do it anyway. Okay, you would have time to let this sit and do properly. So the next bit where the charisma was like a green, think it's that way. I wanted the frame to stick out, so I'm going to put red down because there's red berries in there, so I use the background of the sentiment as well as red berries. So I'm just going to stick that flat. So this is one of the, I think it's the tailored, I can't remember, it's one of the labels. It's either tailored or foundation. And I really wanted to use this rather than just a simple old square. I know it's a square that it's on, but it just gives it that added little thing. I might have done it a little bit too big maybe. So what I'm going to do is get some holly at the top and the bottom, or you could do drops, and then drops all the way around where the red, I'm going to put drops over that as well. But that is just different. I think it looks nice with the acetate, like the see-through. Just makes it a little bit different. Maybe could have gone round with a bit of the green ink like I used for the verse, but I'll do holly at the top and the bottom and the drops. Okay, you don't need to see me doing all that. We've got so many to get through. So this one is the first one. So it's the one with the heart, the easel one, and I changed my mind again and I've gone for gold because of the paper. This is meant to be the red, and I done gold writing on the with the stencil and the sentiment. Can you see it? But my pen ran out, look. On this little bit here, my pen ran out. And I haven't got a very similar gold. So I've got to think of a way to cover that up. But I do like the effect. I do like it. There you go. I'm sure it would look amazing foiled, obviously. Right, so we'll put the card together first. I've cut a 7x7 in half and then cut out the one with the folds on the scan and cut. So you've got two squares. This one is going to go on the bottom. Now this bit goes on here, like this, with the gold underneath. Okay. So that's the inside. So at the moment we've got a card that looks like that. Now we need to do our little heart. So it's an easel card the same. You're going to fold it in half. I'm going to do it that way. And then in half again. And then on this bit you're going to add the extra panel. Again, make sure you've got it the right way round. See, take care that you've got it the right way. I should listen to my own advice sometimes, you know. Okay, so that is going to stick on the front of the card and act as a stopper for the main piece. So we don't need pads for this one because obviously there's an easel sticking up to stop it. Yeah, just checking you can see. So we've got that one there. Now, does that mean I've done this the wrong way round as well? Yeah, I've stuck it all the wrong way round. Silly me. Okay, so this is where I printed it wrong and I just turned it over and printed again. I do use Pro paper from Wilko's, $5.99 for 250 sheets. Okay, and then because you're cutting 4 hearts out of the colourways, you could decoupage it up. Like this red flower, I'll come in a bit closer. This red flower would look lovely decoupaged up, maybe the butterfly. So I might do that afterwards, but for, you know, I just wanted to show you the basics of making a card. I'm not going to stick this on because I have done the easel and the front of the card the wrong way round, which is why nothing is fitting, but that is how it would be. And then you'd do a stopper there. I forgot about that. Was there a stopper on there? I'll have to check that out. Once I've finished all these cards, I will put them on the Tattered Lace group site and show you how I finished them all, because I have to think of something to go there. I think another one of these hearts is too much. Maybe a butterfly. We'll see, but I need to hide that bit there because my ink ran out. Maybe a few drops down there or something here. So that's that one. I love this card, I've got to say. I really do love this card. But we shall see. I will finish that and hopefully you make sense of what I've done so far. See, I do go wrong. Now this one is the Frosted Lace stepper, but I remember saying I didn't like the papers they used because it got the actual frame lost in the picture, I felt. So I had this paper. It's one from The Works, I think. You know, they do really cheap papers, don't they? They're like £3 or something. So I used that, and I've gone with blue. I'd love to tell you that I can get you this paper, but because I used to sell it, but that was my last sheet, I'm afraid. So, stepper card the same. I'm sure you all know how to do it by now. That's the half fold. So if we do that first, and then the rest is down and up. Like that. So once you start folding it, the rest kind of falls into place anyway. There we go. So that's the actual stepper card. So all I'm going to do is put this nice blue snowflake. Can you see it properly? So it's going to just go on like that, with this one over the top, and then where have I put it? The sentiment, I've changed it. I've put the most wonderful time of the year, and then obviously everything else just follows like that. I'm trying to be quick because this is an extra long video and I don't want to bore you to tears. So it just all fits on quite easily like that, all round, and then you get these extra snowflakes that you can just add. That didn't come off properly. You can just add on around the sentiment or wherever you want to do it. And that is that card. Easy done. I really like this one actually. It's a nice simple card, but I do prefer doing the frame with a darker colour where you can really see it. I know it means you can't see much of the snowflake paper underneath, but I think it's more important to see the frame, so I like that. Okay, I hope you have fun, and I'm sorry it's late. Hopefully I'll be better to get it together a bit better by next month, which ain't long now, so I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.